Taurus, welcome to your April mid-month reading. We're going to dive into the energies that are overarching and affecting you, what's possible, what messages Spirit has to say for the next 2 weeks, the middle of April and moving on into May. Happy birthday here, Tauruses, as we head right on into your birthday season. All right, so let's find out. I'm going to put those right back because they were not yours. Are you feeling a little bit ambitious? All right, getting a little ahead of yourself here maybe. Let's, oh, the Emperor, no wonder. Okay, starting off with the Emperor. 2 more cards here, please, for our beloved Tauruses. And we have, we have the Queen of Swords reversed. And we have the, oh my God. Okay, we have the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups here for you. Queen of Swords reversed, and the Emperor at the beginning of the reading. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Tower. Yay! Right? Something magnificent is about to happen in order to make things pop for you. Love it. Yeah, love it. Okay. All right, we're going to go ahead and get some clarifiers, but what I want to say from these 3 cards right here, right now, is that you are the embodiment, or you're experiencing the embodiment of self-mastery because you have been willing to forego only information, only knowledge, brain power, okay? You have been willing to forego the sterile, I'm just going to say it like I'm feeling, okay. It's coming in with so many words that let's go ahead and just go, let's see the picture. Look at the Ice Queen here, okay? She is all about information. She's all about knowledge. She's all about clarity. She's all about perfection. She's all about, there is not any part of her process that is swayed by emotions. She is data driven only at this point in her life. Okay. Understandably so, the woman's been through it. Her story is she has got a lot of history. She has had a lot of experiences that gave her the knowledge that she has. She values that knowledge and she knows what she's going to do with it. Cool. But that's not where you're at. That's where you had been, which is why it's reversed. Okay? You had been thinking about everything and you've decided that in order to feel as masterful as you do now, that you are willing to feel your way through everything. You have decided that the feeling supersedes data at this point. I think that it's the biofeedback that's the most interesting to you. How does it feel? How do I feel today? What would I like to feel? What is this feeling telling me? That bit of information. Now, let's just take a moment here and recognize that you, Taurus, are the fixed earth sign. That you are tapped into the intelligence of the earth. You are the decipherer or standard keeper of the energy that's being emanated from the earth. You're tapped into what the consciousness of the earth is saying to humanity. And the consciousness of the earth says, you're not going to get where you want to be, humanity. You're not going to be where you want to be, what you know is possible for yourselves, unless you open up your heart and let your heart do the talking, the walking, the deciding. Let your heart be the leader. That's what's coming through from the earth to you. That's true self-mastery. Now, let's go ahead and get some clarifiers. And because you're the one that gets to practice this, dear Taurus, so that you hold that standard. You're not just deriving divinity information from above for humanity. You're deriving information from the energy of the earth, our mother. This emperor is all about self-mastery. He's about being able to make strong, powerful, educated, balanced decisions for his entire empire, everything that he is responsible for. He also, like the Queen of Swords, has had all of the experiences. But he has to open himself up to all of the things that make him masterful. And if you look a little bit closer, what we have here is him being showered with that enlightenment. Now, let's just take a moment and also recognize that this is sunlight, right? This is sunlight, which is resembling enlightenment. But let's go a little bit literal with that and just recognize that the sun emanates codes to the earth. They're having a conversation constantly. The sun supports life itself. And he's inside a cave. He's literally living inside a cavity within the earth. This is really powerful. What's coming forward for you guys, Taurus, what you're experiencing. There's a calmness to you. Okay, so the first card to clarify the Emperor is the Eight of Pentacles. Now, eights always represent personal power. They always represent being able to draw from something within in order to gain abundance. This is something that you have probably spent a lifetime in one way or another perfecting. The ability to draw off of personal wisdom. That's the King of Pentacles. Drawing off of personal wisdom in order to perfect something to sustain material well-being. Okay, so this man in this picture has been working on this craft. He's been honing in on his craft. And he's drawing off of himself, his own knowledge, his own passion, his own necessity for strong income, his desire for things to be beautiful. That's very Taurian, right? And perfect, right? I mean, look at how beautiful, he's made those pentacles, this craft. Look at that. I mean, this man is a master at what he does. And he's displaying it to the world in order to gain his abundance, right? To be able to sustain himself. He's bringing beauty into the world. Something he cherishes. Okay. So now we have 3 cards that came out to continue to clarify the Emperor. We have the Hermit, drawing from within. He also has enlightenment here. We have the Four of Wands, being able to celebrate stability, reaching a point of a firm foundation. And here, this is the card of boundaries, right? Hold your boundaries. Don't allow anything to throw you off your game. Don't get distracted, right? But you're the one holding the high ground. You're the one in the best position. You're in the best position. I don't think, I mean, try as they might, but I don't think anybody can throw you off your game at this point, Taurus. I think that you are so tapped into something profoundly greater than the common human experience. I think that you are tapped into that conversation that's happening between the sun and the earth about evolution itself. Let's go into that Queen of Swords. We have the Five of Pentacles. And we have the Hierophant reversed. At the bottom of the deck, the Two of Cups. I mean, what just keeps coming up here in your reading for me over and over and over again is where this information, this light is coming from, right? These two, the light is coming in. Look at this. That light, this is the Hierophant. This is you. This is you being able to be tapped into divinity. Didn't I make a comment about that in the beginning? Not just tapped into the divinity above, but this card is reversed. You're tapped into the divinity of the earth herself in order to hold the standard or hold that truth for others who are interested in knowing and learning and listening. The initiates, right? This is the Hierophant, the spiritual leader, the spiritual guide, the tradition, the keeper of tradition. And those who are interested in that come and ask to be taught, ask for that wisdom to be imparted upon to them so that they can improve their life. We have here the Five of Pentacles, which is about this breakup. This is a moment of freedom. This is a moment of liberation. This is the moment of liberation from any sense of unworthiness that had been plaguing your mind. What the Five of Pentacles is, it reminds me of like a trauma bond, okay? It reminds me of relationships or partnerships that were founded from a wounded place, because neither party believed themselves to be whole. They didn't know the healed or true or real version of themselves, right? And I believe, especially based on this, what these cards are telling us, what these cards are saying to me anyway, is that when you are relying, and I don't mean just you, what I mean is people, as we have taught ourselves to rely strictly on our brain power, on thinking our way through situations, constantly looking for a solution, relying on data and knowledge and, and foregoing intuition. We were living in a wounded place. We were living from a wound. We were living from separation. We were living in separation. Separation from our holiness, which is what he stands for, right? Which is what the Hierophant stands for. We were living in a state of being separate from the source in which we came, our God self. And you're over here going, guys, if you'd like to know, I can share with you the way to go about it. That's going to have you feeling at peace. That's going to bring you into harmony with your higher self. I was just about to say, oh my God. There's three cards. These three cards. Okay. I just want to say. We're in, okay, I'm all over the place, right? We're in moving out of Aries, right? Moving into Taurus over the next few days. And Aries is about independence, okay? So what we're looking at here is this relationship with a spiritual leader or this spiritual soulmate, twin flame connection that is inspiring each party to be the best version of themselves. It's often that the Two of Cups can often also represent a spiritual teacher, inspiring an initiate, inspiring a student, and the relationship with the human self with the higher self. Okay, and I believe that it's that interpretation that is being magnified here in this reading, is the relationship with one's self and their highest self, and what's able to be birthed or what's able to be produced from that relationship. Because we have this Aries card that was directly underneath that Two of Cups, independence, the confidence in personal power, the confidence in passion itself. We hear teachers telling us all the time, and it's been through the ages, to follow our happiness, to follow the divine calling within, to follow the best version of ourselves. And what that translates to is abundance. This is the wealthiest queen. She understands wealth consciousness. She understands how to tend to herself, how to tend to her energy, and where to draw her wisdom from. This is an earth card. She's drawing her wisdom from Mother Earth in order to maintain stability and long-term material success. What is all that saying? Is that the relationship with yourself, your ability to be strong and independent, and your ability to tap into the higher consciousness of our planet and recognize your own personal divinity, that you are never separated from the source of all light, that you are an extension of God's source energy, God's source, God, however you want to put it, whatever resonates with you, that you in fact are now, Taurus, experiencing this in real time. You have a complete version of it within you. And that directly translates to material abundance. I think that what you are experiencing, again, there's the Tower. I think that what is happening here is that you are willing to allow yourself to fall away from. If you think about the tower being like people falling from this heights right up here, but it feels to me like you're willing to allow yourself to fall from the graces. Stick with me here. You're allowing yourself to fall from the graces of mainstream. You're willing to allow yourself anything that needs to fall away, that has been part of our culture, that is not in tune with the divine within you. And I don't know that you necessarily saw that coming. Let's go ahead and get one or two more cards here, because yeah, there's the Page of Cups. That's about intuition, right? That's Neptune going into your house of subconscious, the 12th house, Aries, right? And the story that's being written is a story of strength, of independence, of confidence, of power from within, that ensures you being on your path, fulfillment, on your path of course, being satisfied, on your path of destiny, your purpose. But it's also a path where you are so fulfilled that everything that you had desired, just automatically magnetizes towards you. There's no angst, there's no worry, there's no yearning. There's this sense of all is well, and the truth of how taken care of we are. Like the earth is our mother, right? And think about how the birds don't worry about where their meal is going to come from. They're tapped into higher consciousness, and they're led to where they need to go to sustain themselves, and that's how you're living. So basically what I'm saying is that you're a bird, Taurus, and you thought you were a bull. You thought you were a bull, and here you are now a bird. But, you know, the bull is the tender of he tends to his pasture, right? He tends to his space. And nobody's really going to cross him, are they? Nobody's going to mess with that bull. But he's well grounded with the earth. He knows what's important, and it's beautiful things. It's beauty. If you ever watched Ferdinand and the Bull, that cartoon, or read the book, I always loved that book when I was a kid, and I was so happy when they made the movie a number of years ago. But you know, it's newer than the book was. I think that there was also a cartoon when I was little, but anyway, but if you ever watched that, all he wanted to do was have a beautiful scenery. He wanted to eat the fresh grass. He wanted to play. He wanted to be connected. He appreciated the scenery from the view from his pasture so much. That was one of his most prized possession, that and his connection with his friend, that little girl, right? And I think that you're so connected that way also, Taurus, that there's not anything that's going to knock you off your game at this point. You know what's important. You know what is real. You know how to feel your way through, and you're not using your brain, you're using your heart. And that's what's making the biggest difference for you. And I love this for you. And this is going to be a really, really magnificent, at least next 2 weeks. And I'm excited and interested to see where this takes you from here, because I think that the gift that Uranus is leaving for you is so much greater than you had anticipated as you went through like a stone in one of those tumbling, the tumbler to smooth out the stone. You're refined now into this angelic, magnificent version of yourself. And now that you look back over the last 8 years, you can say, yeah, it was worth it. All of it was worth it. And I am in love with myself. And I'm in love with my life. And I'm interested, not yearning, not chasing, but I'm interested to see where my life goes from here. Thank you so much for joining me, Taurus. I love every one of you. I will see you all in the next video. Remember to like, subscribe, leave comments, all that stuff, okay? Thank you, guys. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.